I think a little training from my job or the Marine Corps, I don't have a lot of patience sometimes in that I'm kind of trained in an ask. I'll ask you to do something, and then I'm going to tell you to do something, and then I'm going to make you do something. So unfortunately, the make is yelling, and I'll yell at the kids a little bit too much, too fast sometimes.
So what we're seeing here and what we're hearing from a lot of parents is they end up yelling more than they'd like. In this situation, in many situations, parents want their kids to do their chores when asked, and the kids drag their heels. This father does not want to yell, but actually the yelling is now serving a purpose to be the final pinch on the child so that the child will comply. So it's really an issue of compliance. So what this father wants to do is back up and say, now is yelling the best way to approach this, because it is so natural for children to drag their heels on chores. Why do children do that? Well, because they've had big, hard days, they feel burdened, and they can make their parent go miserable by, okay, you're going to make me do the chores, and I'm going to make you miserable by my dragging the heels. And it kind of works. The child can't take away the allowance, can't, take away the car, can't put them in timeout, but they can drag their heels. And it does make us a bit crazy, so it's effective. And that's why chores end up to be one of the big power struggles and conflict points. This parent wants to maybe re-examine, is this the approach he wants to take for chores? One of the teenagers in one of the clips said, I do this with my mother, we yell about chores. She should just take my phone, ask me to do the chores, and then I get my phone back after I finish my chores. From the mouth of babes. Because that way, if the child knows the consequence is no media, no phone, they might be incentivized to actually do their chores. Right now, they're kind of incentivized to drag their heels because they get to kind of make the parent feel as miserable as they do. So I might talk about this with the father saying, are you sure you want the consequence for non-compliance to be yelling? How about you have a different consequence? How about you, for instance, say, let's make a deal. You get the chores done by 4:30 p.m., then you get your media back, or whatever the privilege will be, what's going to be the reward for compliance by 4:30. I'll give you one reminder. And then if it's not done by 4:30, consequence. I don't even have to yell. I don't have to nag. I don't have to whine. And then they shake hands and make a deal. But it's always best to make deals with teenagers saying, okay, that's a good deal. So we start with yelling. We back up and say, what's the goal? Then we back up and say, is that realistic? What might be more effective? And then we try to think of good, effective problem solving.